Hey, this is Lois. I got permission from John, the developer of the AI chat, to share with you a previous recorded YouTube where he goes over all the details about the AI chat, how it sets up, and what it does. I think it's an amazing tool, and I think it's great for any type of business. So I hope you enjoy the information. If you do like the tool, then below is a link to get details. All right, here we go.
All right. Welcome to today's, I don't know what you want to call this, presentation, learning, webinar, whatever. What I'm going to cover is how to create a humanoid bot. I know that sounds a little freaky, but if you guys have ever run a support team, you will know how important this is. Because I don't care how good your support is, you could be doing it yourself, you could have a whole team, but you'll never be available 24/7, and neither will your team. They might be working with somebody and somebody's got a question and it goes unanswered and you lose a sale. You know, that's especially when you're doing a launch or you've got an online thing. Somebody might be like right up to the point of making a purchase and they've got that one last question. And that's the question that they're either going to buy or they're going to not buy. And if that question goes unanswered, guess what? They're going to not buy. So it's really important to answer people's questions when they're in the process of purchasing. So that's why I think this is so important. And I wanted to share it with all of you guys. And you've probably seen there's a ton of AI products being released onto the market. And some of them are really cool, and a lot of them are really crappy, to be honest with you. There's a lot of junk getting released out there. So a while back, like probably the beginning of last year, I built this online bot called Becky. And I played around with her, never really did much with her until we just did a recent launch on a new product. And I saw we sold a lot and we had a very large support need. And that was when I kind of went back to the drawing board and said, okay, we got to automate this. So that's what I want to share with you guys is how we did that, the bot that we created, the software that we used to create it. And I'll also show you, like we did it with software. I'll also show you the hard way. You can do this yourself without any software, hardware, or anything. You can do it just using ChatGPT. So you can actually, they call them assistants. So pretty cool. Let's get into it. Let me get over here and I'll show you what I'm talking about, because some of you are like, what the hell is he talking about? Humanoid robot. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Now, this was our recent launch page, this Acquisitionaire product. And you see this little girl down here in the bottom right? She's kind of dancing around saying, look at me, look at me. That is Becky. That is our help assistant, marketing assistant, whatever you want to call her. But what she is she is trained on our system. She knows everything about what's going on with our system, and you can ask her any question and she will answer you in real time. So all the Q&A questions, all the questions that we got asked, we put into a document and we fed it into her so she learned it. So she is an AI bot. So if you click on her, she'll pop up and here she is. She introduces herself. Well, welcome to Acquisitionaire. I'm Becky, your AI leads flight attendant. And we do this flight theme, so she's very themed to the whole flight attendant thing. She says, I specialize in rerouting buyers to business destinations. How can I serve you today? And then I asked the question, do you have an affiliate program? Becky immediately responded, because this was one of the big questions. Everybody wanted to promote this. So we were spending time after time after time answering this question over and over and over, even though it was in a Q&A, so you could have looked it up, but they kept asking the question live. So now she answers it. She says, yes, Acquisitionaire does have an affiliate program. As an affiliate, you have the opportunity to earn commissions. And she goes into the whole thing and then gives you the link to sign up for it. right there instantly in real time. So she'll answer any question that you train her on. If she doesn't know the answer, she's going to tell them, I'll look into that and we'll get back to you. And then she's going to reach out to you and say, hey, what do you want to do here? And then you tell her and she knows from then on. From that point forward, she'll know how to answer that question. So it's really, really cool. She'll carry on a full conversation with you. And I've got her programmed here that if you ask her more than about 4 or 5 questions, she's going to actually pop up a call to action to you to actually place an order and give you an order limit. So you can do all kinds of stuff. You can use it for lead capture. You can use it just to answer questions, just whatever you want. It's really, really a cool deal. So the backbone to this is in ChatGPT. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, it's OpenAI is where you sign up for ChatGPT. So if you go to, it's openai.com and you create an account. Now, I already have an account, so I'm just going to log into my account here. And when you log in, it gives you the option to go to ChatGPT or API. So what we're going to do, we're going to go over here to the API. And first of all, would you guys like to know how to do this and put a Becky on your own website? Now, it doesn't have to be Becky. It could be anybody you want. Could even be you. You could take a picture of yourself. You could have either use it realistically or you could have an AI character made out of it. And that could be you answering the questions right there live. So anyway, I clicked on the, where'd we go here? Let me go back, show you where I clicked there. So I clicked on the API link here. It takes us here. Now it's kind of hard to figure out where stuff is in here because you're looking at all this stuff and you don't realize there's hidden stuff over here under this menu. And this is where you want to this is where you want to go. So under the assistance tab, this is where you can create an assistant. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I did this. I tried this and played around with this. You go over here to create and you can name your assistant. You can put instructions in here. You can say which model of ChatGPT you want to use. And then you can start adding a bunch of other stuff to it. I found it fairly clunky to do this, and it didn't get the results that I got out of using the software program that we've got that I actually built Becky in. But I wanted to show you how to do this. If you want to play around with this and build one of these on your own and just, kind of play, ChatGPT or OpenAI is a really, really cool and very powerful platform. Now, we're actually using ChatGPT in our Build a Becky product. So what you need to do is you go over here to API keys. If you're going to use ours, you go to API keys and you have to create a new API key. And basically all you do is you just click create. You can create as many of these API keys as you want. You do all for permissions, and then you just create the key. You have to name it. So I'll just put test in here, and then I'll create a secret key. Now there's the key. You copy it, and done. And now it's in there. Now that's the only time it's going to actually show you that key. So you want to make sure you copy it and put that somewhere where you can get access to it later. Because you can come in here and you can delete it and you can create a new one, but you want to make sure you copy that key when you do that. Now we'll go over to the Build a Becky that I actually use to build mine, and I'll show you how I did it. So we're going to log in here and just refresh this.
Is Becky single?
Becky is single. A lot of people said, where did Becky come from? Why Becky? And I'm like, well, Becky was the first girl I ever, we won't go into that, but that's why Becky. So anyway, But I'm going to sign in here, and we're going to build Becky. Now, the first thing that you need to do is you go over to the Integrations tab, and this is where you paste in your API key. So I'm just going to paste that API key in there and add it. And now we're good. Now, if you want to change that API key in the future, you can just disconnect it, put a new one, and update it. So that's where you put the API key. The next thing is you want to go over here and you want to create a workspace. So as you can see, there's 2 workspaces in here already. I've actually given access to my team to kind of get in here and play with this. So they've created 2 already. I'm going to just create a new one because I don't know what they've been working on. And I'm just going to call this our new workspace. So the workspace is like a canvas. So in your canvas, you can create as many bots as you want in there. You can see we call them coaches. So we've got 0 coaches in here. We're going to go over here and we're going to view the coaches, and there are none. So we're going to create one. It says OpenAI not enabled. I must not have. Oh, I forgot to update. I think that's what happened. All right, so let's go back here and try it again. There we go. Okay, so we have preloaded coaches in here for different industries. Like if you're a yoga instructor, we have one that we put some scripts in from ChatGPT to train her on yoga, how to be a yoga coach. Here's one on bodybuilding. Here's an online marketing coach. So if you don't know how to train them, or maybe you don't have that material to train them, we've got some in here that are pre-programmed for you already. Like here's a financial coach. They're not going to give financial advice, but they're going to give you basic guidelines and stuff in the finance world. Here's a weight loss coach. You got a spiritual coach, a life coach, a relationship coach, real estate expert, a chef, a motivational coach. And, we've got quite a few of them in here. There's a wedding coach, copywriting. But what we're going to do here is we're going to create a new one. So we're going to build our own. We're going to create one from scratch here so you can see the process. So the first thing we want to do is name her. And we'll call this the new Becky. And then what kind of coach is she? She is internet marketing. Okay, now you can put an image to her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just choose an image from my desktop here. Click to upload. And let's see. So I'm going to find Becky. And we're going to apply her. So now we've got her image in there. Now, base prompt. This is where you can put a base prompt for who you want her to be, all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to put something simple in here. You are a marketing expert specializing in internet marketing, sales, and conversion. All right. Fix my spelling there. Now you can get as detailed as you want on this prompt. I'm just doing this, for the sake of an example here. But this is going to give her base knowledge of who she is in the ChatGPT world. And now we are going to create this custom coach. Now here, this is where we train the coach. So you can give her YouTube videos to learn from. You can give her content. You can just paste content in here. Like if you have a Q&A, you can copy it, paste it. You can upload a file. You can push up here a text file, give her a text file to use. You can load up a Q&A, or you can create a Q&A here one at a time, ask question, add question, or you can give her a website. So we can give her your website. She can read the whole website and learn everything you've got, all of your content. So if you're answering a bunch of questions like, where do I find this on the website? She can go learn your website and then guide people through to it. I mean, how cool is that? Really, how cool is that? To save you all that time, and she's there for you 24/7, 365. I don't care how good you are, you're not that good. So this could be an absolute lifesaver. So, okay, so I'm just going to put in my website here, internetdominators.com, and we're going to extract and create. So that's basically training. It says do not refresh or reload the page while it's doing that. So it's basically scraping all the elements off of that website. And depending on how many pages you've got, how big the site is, and all that kind of stuff, this might take a while. So this site's fairly short and concise. So we're almost there. But you can load multiple modalities, like you can put a YouTube video and a website and a document and all that stuff. And now it comes down to template. Like, what do you want your box to look like, your chat box? So you can choose, any of these templates. We've got orange on our site, so yeah, I don't like the orange. Let's use this one. That looks cool. All right, so this is kind of what she's looking like so far. Now you might want to change her icon here. So you can do, let's see here, avatar, choose image, coach image. So I'm going to go back and I want a little round icon. So I made one of those, Becky Round. So now you can see it, put her image up there. We also want that image over here. And then here, this is the image. This is the customer avatar image. Like, this is your visitor who's asking the question. So if you want to change the image there, you can do that. So let's see. Okay, so we got that done. Now, the brand name, that's what's up here. So you can change that to your own brand. Like, I'm in Internet Dominators. And just like that, update it. Here's where you can put a welcome message in. Or this is your header. So you can change all of the stuff, like all these background images. There's that funky background. You can change all the stuff in here. Then you get down to the coach's name. I don't really want her to say new Becky, so she's just Becky. Now you can change the text, all this stuff. You got a lot of stuff you can play with. If you want to change the name of the visitor, you can change that right here. So you can see it changes it in real time over here as we're doing it. So I'll just leave visitor for now. Now the bubble, the little coach bubble down here, you might want to have her in the bubble as well. So see now how she's dancing in the bubble there? You can also change the background color of the bubble, but it matches here. So we'll just leave that. Now you can change where she shows up on your site. I already have something on the bottom right of my site, so I'm going to go bottom left. So I'm going to put her over here, just so she doesn't conflict with, what's going on my site already. So here you can change the font size if you want the font bigger. Like if you've got older clientele, they have trouble reading little tiny font, so you might want it bigger. You can also change if you have a particular font style on your site that you use, you can change that here. Let's see. Okay, so we can save that. We're looking pretty good here. Then we can go into the content blocks. Now here, if you want a lead magnet, you can create a lead magnet. And this is basically, this lead magnet is going to be offered after so many messages. Like if somebody comes in and let's say they ask 3 questions, you can start a lead magnet. Here's the message, here's the title, there's the name, email, phone. You can turn phone off if you don't want that on there. And pretty cool. User consent. If you want them to agree to a privacy policy or something, and then you can put the link there. And then the button. So you could set up a whole lead magnet thing right here. And where that's going to show up is it's going to show up over here under my leads. So it'll actually do lead capture for you. If you don't have something like Kartra, you don't have something that will generate a lead list for you, she will do it right here, right on your site. No problem. There's not a lot of automation to it like there is in some of the CRMs, but she can sell stuff. You can actually create products in here. So let's just disable that for a second. You can do the same thing by creating a product. Now, to create a product, you have to add a payment gateway in here. So you got to do that first. And that, I believe, is over here, back over the integrations. We'll hit that in a minute. But a lot of different stuff you can do here. Default messages, like here's this default message that's showing up here. And then here's the one where if she doesn't have an answer, I'm sorry, I don't have enough information to answer your question. Could you please elaborate your question or reach out to us, and gives you the contact information. Okay. Here is auto initiate the coach. So what this means is when your website pops up, how many seconds before you want her to activate and actually come to life? Because some people might not know to click the button. So you could say, hey, after 5 seconds, let's have her just pop up and ask you how you're doing. And then you can go into coaching style. If you want to be her more question-oriented or advice-oriented, you can have her be gentle or direct. You can have her answers be short or long. You can have her be very accepting or very challenging. Like, depends on the style that you want. If you've got real serious internet marketers, you want to be challenging. You want to be direct. You might want to go short on your answers and go advice style. So if you've got different kind of avatars, you might want to change this. You can go serious or lighthearted. So we'll go lighthearted. Let's just save that. All right, so in settings now, there is our widget. We can copy that widget code. So that now she is all set. She's ready to go. So let's see here. Okay, so we have, this is the old Becky here. So she is on this site. Let me see here. Let me see which site I want to put her on. Let me go into Kartra. This is the page where she is. And this, I'll show you how I got her on here. If any of you guys are Kartra users, you go into the tracking code of your settings, and then under here, embed tracking code in the footer. That's basically where I pasted that code. Now there's the original code. I don't know if this is going to work with 2, but let's try it. So I'm just going to push that one down. I'm going to put this one on the top. This is a total experiment. I don't know if 2 of these is going to work, but we're going to try it. So I'm going to publish this page. All right, let's refresh. And we'll see if it didn't. For some reason it didn't like 2 there. So let me go back. Oh, you know what? I screwed up. I forgot to apply that. Let's try that again. Now that it's applied, let's publish it. Isn't doing this stuff live great? You see all my mistakes.
Shouldn't she have a different background color?
Yes. And because she's going to be over here on the left too.
Oh, yeah, middle, correct.
Yeah.
Wrong
Yeah.
corner.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
can you use, I know you can use
She's on the left now. Excuse me for interrupting you.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. So what happened there? It's not going to use 2. Since I put her first, it's taking the first one and it's ignoring the second one. But did you notice what happened there? Let's refresh the page. Now I'm not going to touch this page other than I'm going to agree to the terms, but we set her for 5 seconds, and 5 seconds she pops up and she's ready to go.
Yeah.
So how cool is that?
I know that was a lot of information and I hope you enjoyed it. I do have below the link if you'd like to sign up for the AI chatbot. Also my email. So if you'd like to have a conversation about what it does in a little more detail, let me know.